for sharing these wonderful stories with me. I was really in need of a good pick-me-up, a good superhero story. People trying to save the world, just so that we Blotches can go back to maybe trying to take it over. We should have something good to take over. So our first story comes from Reheat. I love how topical this superhero story is. The details about the mint water drink that can help save people from coronavirus. That is wonderful. Perhaps we should send this mint to the CDC or the World Health Organization or somebody. The next story we have is from Minooka. And Minooka's story takes place in Japan with a super special little girl who is only 7 years old and who can speak to animals. If only I could have this superpower and figure out what my Mooncats want when they bark at me. Always barking, day and night, always barking. I love this story. I love the idea of the big woods and fix all the problems with the animals. So wonderful. Next up, we have Hunter. And oh dear, in this story, it seems that I have become the villain. I love the details in this, even though I am the villain. I love the details about the exact day that the story happened on Friday and what Alan Archer was watching. However, I do think Hunter should know that I would never ever steal Mooncats, mostly because they already belong to all the Blotches. Up next, we have Lakota. Lakota's story is full of wonderful details, including a superhero named Nebula. They've also used dialogue that really brings the story to life and helps me understand the characters better. This is a grade A work from Lakota. Then we have Josiah. Josiah's story also included some wonderful dialogue and some of the most unusual characters. A pencil, an eraser, a stork? I would never think to have these three things put together, nor to have them interacting with each other and talking and laughing in a booming voice. Oh, just so wonderful. Thank you, Josiah. Next, we have Mackenzie. Mackenzie writing added to our superhero stories by discussing wacky weather. Although this story was supposed to be about our weather reports, I love that there actually was a superhero brought into the story. We need more sun fairies in our lives, I do believe, especially in these times. We need so much more fun instead of raining balls of sun. Now we have a story from Sydney. Just a normal day, a normal girl who finds out she has superpowers and gets to start saving the world. I love some of the details that Sydney included, such as the superpowers of cotton candy, and also the room filled with all the things they needed to be superheroes, like super cool outfits. Thank you for sharing your story with me, Sydney. Oh, so great, so wonderful. Thank you again, Megal, for sharing all these wonderful children's stories with me. I really loved reading through them. It was the highlight of my entire day. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'll see you never, hopefully. Hopefully never again. I'll have another Blotch reach out to you. Okay, bye!